Hi guys, and welcome back to our tutorial series. In today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to make a dynamic movement for your camera. Now if you don't know what that is, I'll show you right now. Okay, as you can see, when we start the game, our camera is just standing still and it is having some movement because of the animation. But if I look left and right, what's going to happen is my camera is going to rotate on its Z angle and rotate towards what direction I'm going to. So if I'm going to my left, the camera rotates to the left. If I rotate to my right, the camera rotates to the right. Now it might be hard to see, so I'm just going to go back out and beef up the angle. I'm going to go for a 32 angle degree. Okay, so now if I run it, there we go. That's dynamic movement for the camera, and that's what you're going to be learning today. So I'm going to open up the script that I've done before, delete all the code, and start from scratch. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we want to define two functions. First of all, it's going to be function start, open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, close curly brace. Second one is going to be function update, open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, and closing curly brace. Now since we have those both, we now need to start defining our variables that we need for this script. And the first one is going to be our angle, what angle our camera is going to be rotating to. So basically, like, it's going to be a float that says a number in there, and that's going to be used as angle. So if it's 90, it's telling it to turn 90 degrees on whatever angle you want it to, X, Y, or Z. So let's say var angle, it's going to be a type float, and it's going to be equals to 20 for me. Close that one. Now that we've got the first one down, the next one we need to do the limit. Var limit, it's going to be type float, and it's going to be equals to 0.3. Now what I'll do is I'll put all the variables down and then I'll explain them to you afterwards. The next one is going to be a var speed, how fast we want the camera to move to the angle. It's going to be float, it's going to be equals to 100. You can have 200 if you want, it's up to you. The next three are really important, so these are going to be private if you don't want to view them outside. So private, oh, butterfingers today. Private for original rotation, so I'm just going to call this ORIG, and it's going to be a type quaternion. That's spelt QUATERNION. Okay, I want to copy this 2 more times, and I'm going to place them underneath this one and that one. And for the last one, it's going to be a float, so change that to a float, and rename the second one to destination, so short words, going to be dest, and the last one direction. So dir. Now let me explain these variables. Okay, the first one's self-explanatory. So this is just the angle it's gonna move towards. So 90 degrees or whatever. It could be X, Z, or Y. It's up to you. The next one's a limit. Now limit is for the mouse. Now this is really important because it's gonna be used for lerp later on. So basically what happens is when we start our game, our mouse at the moment is set to 0. I'm not running the game, just telling you what happens. And if we go to the right, or if we move to the left, this engine gives it a value. So it could be right could be -1, -2, -3, left could be +1, +2, +3, or it could be the opposite. And we want to say if the mouse movement on the X is greater than 3 or less than 3, we want the camera to rotate on either side. So let's just say our right is a positive number, so +3 if it is, we want to turn 20 degrees on the Z axis, so that will give it this direction. And then if it's on the left, do -20 degrees on the Z axis. So that's what limit's for. Original is speed, speed is just how fast we want the angle to rotate. The orig, which stands for original, is basically the original angle for the camera. So once we stop moving the mouse, it will go back to its original position. The next one is destination, which is going to be used for the angle, so we can start defining those later on. And the direction for the mouse, this is for the mouse basically, yeah, I just said it. And this will basically see what direction we are, plus or negative.